What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with another Destiny 2 video, and this time, of course, we got Weekly Reset today, and the second week of Rite of the Nine. We'll discuss that as always, some of the new rewards we'll be able to pick up, as well as new quests, weapons, and objectives for the week. We also get a bit of clarification from Bungie and a couple of updates regarding some of the items for this event, so we'll touch on that, and there are some additional loot drops available this week, unique emblems, community-related things, plus we'll see the return of Trials with a new weapon, ahead of the return of Iron Banner, which will be next week, and we've got a few other things to discuss in the video. So do us a favor if you enjoy the content, hit subscribe and I'll keep you up to date with everything related to the game, but otherwise let's get into it. And so as we've previously discussed, Heresy has essentially concluded in its entirety. I'm not sure if there'll be an additional epilogue component, we'll have to wait and see. If that does happen, it'll probably be linked to Rite of the Nine. We are, however, up to the final 2 sets of weekly challenges, so we get some new ones this week. Next week we'll have the final set, otherwise we've earned all of the Curio of the 9 items we can pick up, or at least they have been released. So outside of Heresy, a lot of the focus will remain on Rite of the Nine, and of course continuing to progress Heavy Metal. Next up though, to highlight some additional rewards for this week. Trials will return on Friday for the first time since the update. Of course, Heavy Metal kind of took center stage last week, but Trials will be back for the 16th of May, and Bungie have said the featured reward will be Aisha's Care. However, they also updated the Inquisitor, the shotgun, and they've said an extra Inquisitor Adept will go with it. So winning on a 4-win streak will get you the Aisha's Care Adept drop, and every time you get one, the Inquisitor Adept will drop as well. And looking at the updated roles for Inquisitor, the first column is able to get Lone Wolf, as well as Threat Detector, Slide Shot, Perpetual Motion, then we have Offhand Strike, Envious Assassin, and Loose Change. And then the second slot we can get Closing Time, Opening Shot, Fragile Focus, Bait and Switch, plus this Cascade Point, Precision Instrument, and Rolling Storm. So a bit of a variety of potential roles there, and we can see already from folks who picked these up early, combos like Lone Wolf and Closing Time are pretty popular, especially for PvP. Threat Detector and Slide Shot's also very good. Plus in column 2, options like Opening Shot and Fragile Focus are right up there in terms of PvP. But let us know down below if you'll be going after one of these in the remainder of this season. Otherwise, Iron Banner will be back for the first time next week. That's where we'll first get the opportunity to pick up Nature Reclaimed, which is the new lightweight scout rifle. Otherwise, for this week, of course, Rite of the Nine continues, and we should be seeing Ghosts of the Deep as the featured dungeon. So much like we had last week, there'll be some quests that'll help us get first drops of those weapons. So we have the first exorcism quest that requires us to complete all encounters in Ghosts of the Deep, and that'll reward the No Survivors SMG. But additionally, there'll be at least one Elegant Arsenal quest, much like we had last week. Again, complete all of the encounters, and that should drop a standard hollow foil version of these weapons. For those tracking the Foiled Again triumph, Bungie do confirm we've only had one Elegant Arsenal quest so far. Of course, we'll get a second one this week, and there are a total of 9, so it's going to be 1 per week best we can tell, as the second weekly quest is more of an intro quest for each specific dungeon. And so we are going to be working on these throughout the duration of Rite of the Nine. Of course, on top of No Survivors, there's Cold Comfort, Greasy Luck, and New Pacific Epitaph featured as Ghost of the Deep weapons, so be sure to attune to any of those if you're going to be playing this week, as obviously weapons from other dungeons won't be dropping while Ghosts is featured. Also, if you're looking to complete the title for Rite of the Nine, there are the additional triumphs to get gold scores for each encounters, both on Eternity and Ultimatum modes. And for the Eternity version, we'll get a new emblem called Esper. Additionally, keep in mind, there appear to be 2 new collectibles in each dungeon, so we got the first 2 for Spire last week, there'll be another 2 in the dungeon featured this week, so be sure to keep an eye out for those, or indeed a guide, once players have the opportunity to jump in. I do have a full breakdown of all of the potential weapon rolls for Rite of the Nine guns, but a quick mention for those available this week. Looking at the Greasy Luck, which is a rapid-fire solar glaive. Interestingly, this one is able to get Heal Clip, as well as Incandescent, so that could be quite an interesting combo for a glaive. It can also roll Replenishing Gauges, as well as Lead from Gold, Melee Momentum, plus it has Beacon Rounds or Reconstruction. The second slot is also able to get Redirection, and we've seen how strong that bonus can be after it got a bit of a rework earlier on in the season, so it's going to be worth checking out. Otherwise, Close to Melee, as well as Unstoppable Force, Chain Reaction, and Sword Logic can roll in that second slot. Then we have the Cold Comfort, which is a stasis aggressive frame rocket launcher. First trait slot can get Envious Arsenal, as well as Reconstruction, Rhyme Stealer, plus it has Impulse Amplifier, Trekking, and Perpetual Motion. Then the second slot's able to roll Elemental Owning, Explosive Light, Bait and Switch, plus we have Chill Clip, Sword Logic, and Bipod. Arguably, the original version of Cold Comfort can get better rolls, but Envious Arsenal and Reconstruction might be okay, as well as Elemental Owning and Bait and Switch, or indeed Explosive Light for damage. Next though, there is the No Survivors, an aggressive frame solo SMG, and it can get Demolitionist, Surplus, Rangefinder, as well as Rewind Rounds, Heal Clip, and Attrition Orbs. Then in the second slot, Target Lock, Adrenaline Junkie, Incandescent, Zen Moment, plus it can get Master of Arms or Sword Logic, so Heal Clip Incandescent combo is there, which I feel like at least a few players will go after. Otherwise, there's the new Pacific Epitaph, a Stasis Wave Frame, and it can roll Demolitionist, Unrelenting, Lead from Gold, Envious Arsenal, Rhyme Stealer, or Recycled Energy, with the second slot able to get Kill Clip, Adrenaline Junkie, Redirection, Chain Reaction, Elemental Owning, and Sword Logic. In terms of slightly more unique stuff, Rhyme Stealer might be a decent one, and also having Redirection on it is again worth playing around with. Otherwise, as players have discussed, many of the rolls aren't necessarily that interesting. There are one or two combos which make these a bit different, but as always, give us your thoughts on them down in the comment section. So that's the Rite of the Nine stuff for this week. A couple of final mentions though, given that Heavy Metal is still live, there's an emblem that we can get before May 16th called Mad Dog, and that will drop by watching any opted-in Destiny 2 streamer on Twitch for 1 hour, assuming you've got your Twitch and Bungie accounts linked. So be sure to do that before this Friday if you want the opportunity to pick up that emblem. And our last mention is for the Bungie Foundation emblem. Currently Bungie are supporting a charity called Gamers Engaged. If you want to find more information about that, I'll link an article down below, but donations are open up until May 18th, so the end of this week, and $25 donations will award that fired up emblem, so just another quick shout to keep in mind in the next few days. For the moment though guys, that's what we have to speak about, so as always, I hope the video has been helpful. Let us know if you'll be jumping into the game again this week, and as always, get subscribed if you're new to the channel so I can keep you up to date with all of the news and updates related to Destiny 2. Otherwise though, cheers for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
We ask, make known your value, so divided gods may wield you in time.